Super Bowl Sunday. We'll see Jimmy Garoppolo and the San Francisco 49ers taking on Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Tonight it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Las Vegas Raiders taking on the NFC champions, the San Francisco 49ers. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. One in Las Vegas, the brand new stadium. No one really knew what to expect. The Raiders hadn't won a playoff game since the 2002 season. But much like the Vegas hockey team did in their first season, here are the Raiders trying to win it all.
Yeah, good fortune smiled on them and the Vegas hockey team their first year in town, right? But how about this football franchise? Remember, in the past, they and the Colts, the only franchise to win a Super Bowl in two different cities. Now they're trying to win in their third city. And I'll tell you this, if they pull it off, they won't just be celebrating in Vegas. I think they'll be smiling in Oakland as well.
Meanwhile, the 49ers, they're back in the Super Bowl for the 8th time in franchise history. One of the more successful teams in the Super Bowl era. And they look to claim their 6th title, which would tie them with the Patriots and Steelers for most ever.
But, partner, to get it done, they've got to take history and put it in a headline, because they want to be a team that loses one year but comes back and wins the Super Bowl the next, and it's only happened 3 times prior. The Cowboys, Super Bowls 5 and 6. The Dolphins in Super Bowls 6 and 7. And most recently, the Patriots in Super Bowls 52 and 53.
It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down as he goes 32 yards on the return. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Out comes the San Francisco offense as they are led out by their quarterback, the man known as Jimmy G. That's Jimmy Garoppolo.
And there he is, the man known as Jimmy G, Jimmy Garoppolo, who I thought had a really nice year in 2019. So close to culminating with a Super Bowl title. Accurate with the football, completed nearly 70% of his passes, which was 4th best in the NFL. Nearly 4,000 yards through the air with a team that runs the ball with great efficiency. 27 touchdowns, but in the Super Bowl, didn't quite make the plays they needed down the stretch. But remember, some big wins last year. At New Orleans, at Seattle in Week 17, 2 playoff wins. He's continuing to develop as one of the better ascending players in the league.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. With the first touchdown of this Super Bowl, and the Niners have taken the early lead. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stuff it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is a big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it, because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius, as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Here comes Richard on the return. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10. At their own.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes.
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown.
49ers.
And what we just saw, very, very rare. We only had 5 of those in the first 50 Super Bowls.
The biggest stage, the biggest game, and we just saw it happen again. Extraordinary.
The defense has been good, and they were good again there. Footing likely going to be an issue all night here on a rainy night, but this one is good. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
Mitch Wishnowsky to kick off for San Francisco.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. From way up at the 23. They're going to take this up close to the 40, so really good starting field position.
At their own 38-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense, just to try and change their fortunes right now. What they've been doing so far isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs.
Number 28.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You foresee incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Throwing his car on 3rd down. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Eric Armstead drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down.
Now, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get on field and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. This is taken at the 23. A good return there, 17 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The 49ers heading out. The defending NFC champs coming off back-to-back road wins, weeks 2 and 3, both at MetLife Stadium, both convincing victories as well. 31-13, they beat the Jets, and then 36-9, they take care of the Giants. Focusing on the positives, anytime you outscore teams 67-22, no matter who the opponent's CD, that's good. You're doing something right. But all the injuries have piled up, although Nick Mullins coming in for Jimmy Garoppolo looked pretty good, didn't he?
He certainly did. 25 of 36, 243 yards and a touchdown. He's played well in the limited opportunities that he's had as a 49er. I wonder, partner, if he's going to be one of those quarterbacks that someone's going to say, you know something? He could be a starter for me because they've seen him actually do it on the field as opposed to maybe drafting someone. But all these injured players that they've had, I mean, they return home with an injury list. You need a couple of pencils to fully write out. They want to get to the point where the erasers come into play, don't they? Where they can take a few of those guys off of that injury list. But they do get 3 home games in a row now. Philadelphia has really struggled. Miami, who we don't expect to be very good this year. And then a big one against the Rams.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. This defense porous so far in this first quarter. They face another. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. Raheem Mostert, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the 49ers add on to their lead. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the first quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside. Gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Henry Ruggs, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Williams. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
And it is still early, just the first quarter. But you start prorating the numbers, and we might be in for some history. I mean, that last run puts him over 100 yards already, and we've still got 3 quarters to go.
And he's going to be close to a 1st down as he gets this to the Raiders' 34.
That was another good run, and he's having an excellent day. And right now, I don't think his team can have any more confidence in handing him the football.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down.
I think it's pretty safe to say that when you're up 3 touchdowns, the last thing you want to do is hang one up there and put it in jeopardy and possibly get it intercepted. Get a nice lead, you should be able to protect it. If you get careless with the football, look out.
Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. And a little floater there is incomplete.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got a key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Raheem Mostert with his 3rd touchdown of the Super Bowl. And the 49ers continue to roll. Well, partner, time to start thinking about dinner plans after this one. I don't want to write him off 1st quarter, but my goodness, the offense clicking like this and a 4-score lead.
We are programmed to not get to that stage, right? To not think that way, but you can't help it. They look like sheer perfection right now with those 4 scores this early. Let's see if they can keep it up, and let's see if there's any way possible they can be slowed down.
Yeah, right now, I don't see any signs of them being slowed down. Yeah, that was the old QB one-man band play there on the conversion.
And look, let's face it, even quarterbacks who don't have great mobility, in certain situations, they're able to actually take the ball in themselves. Remember way back when Joe Namath against the Giants at the Yale Bowl, right? Remember Joe had all those knee operations. They thought he couldn't run it. No one accounted for him. He practically walked into the end zone.
1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd and 9, Carr. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. And he'll be stopped right at midfield.
Good for a loss.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Carr completes it. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Jalen Richard. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
The tackle by
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 30-yard line.
They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs. And he's going to have this pretty close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Niners' 22. When you're down early, how do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
Intended for
Darren Waller, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Throw from Carr complete to Renfro. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. On 3rd down, Carr. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up 4th. Now it's 1st.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
Back to the running game with Jacobs. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
A gain of a
Now
yard.
2nd and 9 from the 10.
And 9 at the Niners' 10-yard line.
They run it with Jacobs. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports.
31. Raiders nothing.
From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Derek Carr on target to Tyrell Williams. And the Raiders get a score closer.
I'm not sure that they have illusions right now of, okay, we're going to score 8 times in a row and we're going to be terrific. But to get 1, that was huge for them. That has to feel much better right now.
And you do have, we're still in the first half. You do have the entire second half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken through. Can they maintain the pace? We'll see as we go along.
Now James returning. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30.
The Niners take over 1st and
Raheem Mostert and the Niner offense. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
The throw over the middle, taken in. Taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, 49ers. Dante Pettis, 51 yards. And this offense continues to pour it on. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because
oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. And he finds the tight end, Reed. And did he get the football to break the play? No, he did not. They'll say he's out of bounds, shy of the goal line, and they'll be denied on the two-point conversion.
Partner, that type of a lead, and they're going to fake it from the 15 to try and pick up a two-point play instead of kicking it through the post. Come on, man. Put that in mothballs. Come on. Come on. Don't do that.
Put that in mothballs?
Yeah, preserve that for it. That's an ancient relic. Faking it. I can understand you want to rub it in a little. You fake it when he snapped it from the 3. But from the 15, mothball that bad boy, just like my grandmother had.
Yeah,
in her attic, the stuff she used to preserve.
It smelled terrible. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. As we do every week, we like to look ahead to what's coming up week 4 in the NFL, and no shortage of good matchups again. I'm going to start, though, Charles, with one that is not really an intriguing matchup because they're two good teams, two 0-3 teams, Denver and the Jets. Vic Fangio and Adam Gase, those coaches, they both need a win in a big way.
You got that right, and both of them have really struggled in the early going. Denver lost their quarterback, Drew Lock. He's supposed to be gone for about a month or so, and they're playing with Jeff Driscoll right now. And it's really, really tough for the Jets. Hard to find anything that's been positive early.
And then a couple of other ones on the other end of the spectrum. Pittsburgh at Tennessee, both 3-0, and a late afternoon game on Sunday. New England at Kansas City. That should be a good one. Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
At their own 35-yard line.
Set to take over again here on offense, Jimmy G and the 49ers. And field, handing the ball off where they've had a lot of success. So if you're the quarterback, do you just maybe say, maybe this isn't my day, our running game's going so well, you just continue to lean on that?
I agree. That's exactly what you do. And you have to kind of take your ego and put it aside because you always think your next throw is going to be your best throw, right? Your next play is going to be your best play. Lean on what's working for you right now. That should help carry your team to victory if things keep going in the direction that they are.
Yeah, because the formula has them the lead currently. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Oh, a scramble for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And down inside the 15 he goes. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays.
First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
It certainly doesn't matter if it's been through the air like on this play or on the ground. I don't know what's going on with this defense. In a sense, they've been able.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Garoppolo finding his tight end Kittle. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. And they'll go jet sweep to try to pick it up. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. The ball's still a few inches shy of the marker after the 3-yard run, so now a little soul-searching on 4th down. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Corey Littleton and the Raider D, they get the football back. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing.
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. Going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point. Ayuk to return it. comes Jimmy Garoppolo now to lead his offense back out there. Yeah, they have had success on the ground, really as a team, doing well carrying the football. So maybe a little less pressure on his shoulders as the quarterback.
Any pressure he's carrying right now, that's self-inflicted, right? He's taking it on. He doesn't need to. Continue to do what you just said. Let everyone else carry the football. That's been effective. Don't have to worry about him throwing the ball in all the situations now. That's got to be a good feeling if he just relaxes and lets it keep coming to him.
Yeah, and relax and enjoy the second quarter lead right now. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. George Kittle, 33 yards. As his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Now gold for the extra point.
How about that touchdown, partner? If you blinked, you probably missed it. I looked away for just a second, and they were in the end zone.
And he's able to put it through. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time.
Mitch Wishnowsky to kick off for San Francisco.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. Not much leg here. Fields this at the 24-yard line. And solid field position here to start as they get this out to the 40-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that it's...
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. Able to fall on it, but look where they recovered it. That's a big loss.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long. Now Carr. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. On 3rd and long, it's Carr. And down he goes. The 49ers get there.
I'm starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. Here's A.J. Cole now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. On the return, it's James. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. Deebo Samuel and the 49ers back in possession here. Second quarter here. He has only 1 catch, but they have the lead. You got to think there's going to be more involved at some point.
That's what you would expect, but sometimes what defenses do to take away a player of his magnitude, it costs them in other areas. And right now, with them losing, they may have to change their focus, and maybe he will open up a little bit more as the game goes on.
Yeah, well, so far, just the single catch. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their 38. He'll look to Mostert to start things out. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's a toss play right to Mostert. Runs through the contact. And a juke this time. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A gain there of 21 yards.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
There he goes again. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. All told, it's an even 30 and a 1st down. The safeties were well back there, and he had a lot of room. Were they in the cover too?
Yeah, they were, and the safeties were back. You know, usually they're 12 to 15.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. Raheem Mostert with a record 4th Super Bowl touchdown tonight as his guys continue to pour it on. And that rushing touchdown, his fourth, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Mitch Wishnowsky to kick off for San Francisco.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35.
At their own 37-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go.
Oh, looking for Waller, but this is intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Gold to add the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Mitch Wishnowsky to kick off for San Francisco.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Looking into the raindrops, and he muffs it. Now a hit and a loose football. Richie James. And they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. Richie James taking it in. And this offense is running away with this one. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the route is on here in this first half.
Mitch Wishnowsky to kick off for San Francisco.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35.
At their own 37-yard line.
Derek Carr and the Raiders set for their next possession. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. A reminder, coming up at intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Jonathan Coachman and the crew in Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report. Tyrell Williams was the intended target, and now it's third down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Darren Waller, 66 yards. And the Raiders are able to eat just a bit into this sizable deficit. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it, took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Richie James on the return. The Niners take over first and 10. At their own 20.
Deebo Samuel and the 49ers back in possession here. He hasn't had his usual star-studded performance so far, but still the second quarter, and they're still up on the scoreboard.
And sometimes even as a decoy, you can have a big impact on the game, and that's what we've seen thus far. They're still able to get it done. They found other ways. They haven't had to utilize him as a top priority just yet, but you know he's waiting and available.
Yeah, now the question is, how will they utilize him here? It was the veteran Prince Amukamara that time who had the play covered from the start. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Excellent pickup of 20 yards. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. He was trying to get it to George Kittle, his tight end, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket.
And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the 49ers, they're just pouring it on.
I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball, but how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot?
Yeah, they got there, but I love the dive. Always a fan of the dive.
Mitch Wishnowski to kick off for San Francisco.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Here comes Richard on the return. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
On the return, the Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tackle and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Carr. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, Charles, on a different topic, a neat story from Week 3 and that game between Washington and Cleveland. It was a history-making game in one respect. It was the first time in league history that you had women working on both coaching staffs, Jennifer King of Washington, Callie Brownson of Cleveland, as well as another woman, Sarah Thomas, working on the officiating crew.
Yeah, Ron Rivera, the head coach of the Washington football team, he said all we're doing is just creating opportunities for people who deserve it, and I know his counterpart, Kevin Stefanski in Cleveland, felt the same way. Quick facts on these people. Callie Brownson, Jennifer King, both got their starts at Dartmouth under Buddy Tevens, the head coach there. Sarah Thomas has already worked an NFL playoff game. So not only are they getting opportunities, they're running with them.
To throw on 3rd down. Carr. And on the left side, he's got Witten. And they stop him up short of the 1st down as they get him at about the 43.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he could break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he could scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Here's A.J. Cole now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. James now to return. 13 yards, the tally on the return there. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime.
26-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. Taking a shot for Samuel. His throw incomplete. So it's halftime here on Sports. So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated, ready to go for the 2nd half. The never tedious halftime show behind us, and now it's back to football as we get going again in Super Bowl 54. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 26.
Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm, congratulatory, but also what they were saying is don't expect them to be the same on defense. They'll be the ones making the adjustments. Let's see what they do, and we'll attack accordingly.
And we'll see how they attack here.
First and 10.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Coleman, the first down and a little extra. And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a first down. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Breaks the tackle, he's got room to run. Touchdown, 49ers. Raheem Mostert, 35 yards. And the 49ers continue to roll.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Mitch Wishnowsky to kick off for San Francisco.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. Taken from about the 12. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Their own 20.
And now Derek Carr, he is the focus of our player spotlight. And this is unfortunately for him a montage he's probably not going to want to keep here for his files.
And I'm not so sure that he would describe it as a spotlight, although it is beating down on him.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned. Because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve.
Switching gears, CD, one thing that I saw on social media this week that we need to pass along, if we can switch sports for just a minute, LeBron James has got the LA Lakers into the NBA Finals, of course. It'll be his 10th ever appearance, and they'll be taking on the Miami Heat. But what caught my attention was a post of LeBron's on social media of what he does every night while in the Orlando bubble. He settles down with a nice, refreshing beverage and fires up a game of Madden. So we had to...
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. And what we just saw, very, very rare. We only had 5 of those in the first 50 Super Bowls.
The biggest stage, the biggest game, and we just saw it happen again. Extraordinary.
The defense has been good, and they were good again there. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown.
Kickoff for San Francisco.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Looking into the raindrops, and he muffs it. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position.
First and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
And the Niners get there and bring him down. Quan Alexander charging hard from that linebacker spot, and he drops him for a loss of 11.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So now Carr and the Raiders dealt a 3rd and long after that sack. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And that is incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Here's A.J. Cole now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. Sheds off the tackle. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return.
Niners take over first and 10.
Set to take over again here on offense, Jimmy G and the 49ers. They haven't had to rely so much on the passing game. It's really been a team effort in the running game that's kept them successful and has them in the lead.
I like that, too, the team effort, because when I was one guy carried the football, right? You stuck it in his chest 20 to 30 times a game, and he was the heavy volume, heavy dose guy. Now, you spread it around, different people touching it, and in this game, it's proven to be effective.
Spreading the wealth has been very effective. And he pushes through a would-be tackler to get about 3 yards, 2nd down.
3-yard pickup.
Good solid gain on 1st down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
On the quick handoff, it's Juszczyk.
That's good.
Brandon, you know how we talk about having wrinkles in a game plan? That was a fold right there. How about that play? Being able to change things up. You think anyone else on the team's going to get the ball, and in that situation, they surprise everyone and give it to their big guy.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Well, from my vantage point, that's just one bad play by the offensive line and a running back who's had a lot of good ones tonight.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's not going to be ticked off, nor is the offensive line, because to me it's a lot like a no-hitter, right? Pitcher's throwing a no-hitter, gives up a hit late. You're so close to accomplishing everything you want and don't quite get it done. They'll come back with a vengeance on the next play.
At the 48-yard line.
I think it might be time to move to a different section of the playbook there, because back-to-back runs, both for loss. Now they have 3rd and long coming up.
Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the 1st. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His 2nd catch in a row, 1st down. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Steps away. He's going to take off with it. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. 2nd and 3 with the ball sitting on the 5.
2nd and 3.
Out to his left.
5-yard line.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete. George Kittle, the receiver that he was looking for. And it's 3rd and short. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Well, this has been a pretty sizable drive. They've had some success. Finally, the defensive coordinator found some success of his own.
I think he just simply said enough of that. Okay, they've moved the ball well. We need to force the issue from our end, and that's exactly what he did.
The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? And this is going to come up well short as they stop them on 4th down. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Raider D, they get the football back. So that's the second time this game they've given it up on 4th down. They're now 1 for 3 on 4th down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on 4th down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped them 2 out of 3 times. Usually you have 4th down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go, and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And what else could go wrong at this point? This is going to be a defensive touchdown as they keep piling it on.
Lining up for
and what we just saw, very, very rare. We only had 5 of those in the first 50 Super Bowls.
The biggest stage, the biggest game, and we just saw it happen again. Extraordinary.
The defense has been good, and they were good again there.
Mitch Wishnowsky to kick off for San Francisco.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Now a hit and a loose football.
Fumble on the play. Recovered by the Niners.
And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him.
10 at the 19-yard line.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another 1st down.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards. So tough to cover a big tight end like that.
It changes the chalk, as one of my coaches like to say, meaning the normal.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
Down, 49ers.
Taking it in from 4 yards out. And this offense continues to pour it on. Well, they weren't messing around. 1st and goal, they don't do anything fancy. They just go to the fullback right away.
I like how you phrase that because oftentimes they come back to the fullback when it's late in the down and distance count, right? In this case, 1st down, let's go get it right now.
And he got it 6 points on the board.
Mitch Wishnowsky to kick off for San Francisco.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. This is taken way up at the 25. And he'll be set up with good field position here as he gets this up past the 40-yard line.
We all know that teams never want to use the word panic. But if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
Carr now on 1st down. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
3rd quarter of the biggest spectacle in sport, the Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us, everybody. 2nd and 10. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
And that will be incomplete.
And this is too far behind his man. He missed him. It's incomplete.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Vegas. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll rifle this one deep right side. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Intended for Dante.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Being chased out left. He can run for it, and he will. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Garoppolo. They'll roll him out right. That one caught by Ross Dwelling. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 10 more there and another 1st down. A couple of 1st downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down. Here we go on 4th down with Garoppolo. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Facing a 4th down, they come away with 18 yards and the 1st down conversion. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory. Down at the 33. Garoppolo going to give to Mostert. Able to push his way through. 1st down and a little extra for Mostert. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
Brendan, every great running backs coach I've talked with has always talked about when you have great vision, you're not consciously thinking about your cuts and your moves. You're just doing them. And I think that's what we're seeing tonight. He's about running them into submission, hasn't he?
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was just going to use that phrase. He has run them into submission.
Wave the white flag.
On 2nd down, Mostert. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a 1st down. They ran it and picked it up.
It's Coleman here. And across the goal line, into the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers. Tevin Coleman taking it in as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Well, Brandon, he just followed his nose, and his nose took him to the end zone. But how about the big guys up front, giving him at least a stalemate in order to find that space?
Yeah, the O-line won the battle in the trenches there, didn't they? Now Garoppolo and the Niners will come up and go for 2. It's a run with Mostert. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he will dive into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is successful.
But I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
Here comes Richard on the return.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Hunter Renfrow is the man he was looking for. And it's 3rd down. Here's Carr. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
On the handoff, this is Mostert. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
There goes a deep ball, end zone, and he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Raheem Mostert, 40 yards. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. And Charles, the defender, was there. He just didn't get it.
Sometimes these plays turn into basketball in a sense, with 2 guys going up for the football. Which guy's going to box the other away from it and grab it?
Yeah, I know you hear it a lot, but it's just the will to get it, right?
Oh, without a doubt. The will, as well as some really nice touch on the ball that was thrown.
And some talent, too.
Mitch Wishnowsky to kick off for San Francisco.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. Now a hit and a loose football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers.
Fumble on the play. Recover and buy.
Oftentimes when we talk about piling on in any subject, it's a negative. In this case, for this team, it's a real positive. Just scored. Now they go down, knock the ball free, get it back. They got a chance to really increase their lead and put themselves in the driver's seat.
On the other side, a little insult added to the injury. They're in a bad spot. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
On the move to his left. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Deebo Samuel was the intended receiver, but now it's 3rd and goal. Now 3rd and goal following incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. The quick slant caught. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Garoppolo finding Kendrick Bourne there as his guys continue to pour it on.
Brandon, is there any way you and I can join this quarterback in the zone he's in? He's absolutely feeling it. Touchdown after touchdown, throwing the ball.
Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead.
For San Francisco.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. Not much leg. Now a hit and a loose football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers.
Fumble on the play. Recover it by.
As that ball got away from him and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
And down inside the 15 he goes. He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a 1st down. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Rolling to his left. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
intended for Georgia.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. And right back to Kittle. This time he's got it. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Now Garoppolo on the bootleg. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the 1st. It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. And he's in for the 49ers score. Now Gold for the extra point.
49ers.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown.
Mitch Wishnowsky to kick off for San Francisco.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position.
At their own 36-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Shotgun now for Carr. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Henry Ruggs, the intended receiver.
And it'll bring up 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And fortunately, he's able to reel it back in, but it's going to go down as a big loss here on the play.
Fortunately for him, that ball stayed close so that he could recover it on his own.
And you know the prayers that were going through his head as the ball escaped from him? How happy was he at the end of it when he found the football again, able to retain possession?
Here's James returning. A nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back.
The Niners take over 1st and 2.
The Niners set to take over on offense.
And Charles, in a very one-sided affair, I think we've reached the point in the broadcast for you and I, we may have some filling to do, right?
Yeah, I think you're right about that because we got to try and keep people around. We don't want them to change the channel. Stay with us in this game. Is that Ben Ramsar? Are you hearing from Ben on the headset here? Tell us, stretch this thing out a little bit.
Get some talking points. Dig them all out.
That's what you get. A big-time producer. Keep them here. First play of the drive, excellent run, just sets up wash, rinse, repeat. Another 1st down.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Ross Dwelly, 30 yards. And this offense is running away with this one.
And what a weapon he is at the tight end spot because when they throw him the football downfield, they count on him getting additional yardage almost every time. And that's exactly what he did there. Caught that, ran with it, all the way to the end zone.
They'll try and run it up the middle. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Well, they couldn't be happy that they were having to stop a 2-point conversion because that means they gave up a touchdown. But a little solace there. You saw some good gang tackling, stacking him up before he can get to the end zone.
We talk about offensive units. Now a hit and a loose football. Still going inside the 30. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they are not going to catch him. He's in.
49ers.
So they get the 1-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Gold to add the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
Not much leg here. Fields this at the 24-yard line.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Raider offense set to get this drive started and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
He had to absorb another little bump there from the defense, another incomplete pass. We've seen a lot of that tonight.
They've come after him all night long. Nothing but pressure in his face. He's trying to stand up there and make...
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Well, it was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
That's complete to Richard, the running back. And he's able to get up here to the 26. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well.
James now to return it.
A tremendous return there, 39 yards. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. 1st and 10 and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Garoppolo looks to throw. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. To throw, it's Garoppolo.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now Garoppolo lost the football.
Discuss red zone efficiency a lot, CD, and they almost gave that one up in the red zone. Luckily, they have another shot.
And you and I both know that every offensive coordinator, play caller in the league, they take particular delight in their red zone calls because those are the payoff ones. But you can't call a play if your team doesn't have the ball. You've got to secure it. As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that...
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And partner, are you kidding me? With this game that he's having, we are in uncharted waters like we've never seen before.
Just think, if he keeps every football from all the touchdowns scored today, does he need to build a new trophy room at home?
Yeah, a couple trophy rooms. Maybe a whole home for trophy room.
What a phenomenal performance, and I'll guarantee you he's going to reward the rest of the offensive unit after this as well for helping him get to this number.
He better. This is just unreal.
Mitch Wishnowsky to kick off for San Francisco.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown.
Now a hit and a loose football.
Fumble on the play. Recovered by the receiving team.
So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy. because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
And Super Bowl 55 down to the final 2 minutes. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
You've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
15 for the Niners there and a 1st down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. 2nd and 14. Once again, it's Mostert. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
The ball carrier.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
3rd and 10.
That's complete to his running back, Taylor. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 20-yard line. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes could prove risky there. It worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
They're going to take this up close to the 40, so really good starting field position.
At their own 38-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
Be honest.
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going
Exactly.
forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching.
And the Niners get there and bring him down. Eric Armstead able to drop in that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. So after the sack, Carr in Las Vegas with a 3rd and long. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Las Vegas. Pulled in at the 24. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome. Put a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
And the San Francisco 49ers will hoist the Lombardi Trophy as Super Bowl champions. For the victors getting to hoist that Lombardi Trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
I don't know how there can be. The journey to get to this game is incredible. And then to finally break through and win it when all eyes are on this game alone because there's nothing else going on, that's just got to be absolutely amazing. The task, incredible. But the accomplishment, forever.
And they are the Super Bowl champs. The Lombardi Trophy is theirs, and so are bragging rights for an entire season. What a season it has been. Feels like we have been there every step of the way. Our entire crew doing a wonderful job. Thanks to my broadcast partner, Charles Davis. For all those guys, I'm Brandon Gaudin signing off. We'll talk to you next season right here on EA Sports.